Hello there, fellow humans. It's Tuesday. Hi, Benny. How you doing? Welcome. That is nice. Now, I haven't opened the game for precisely one whole week, so let's see what we're gonna do today. And hi, Beoko. How you doing? As always, gonna start off with a birthday tank, and it is the Chieftain Mark 6 that has a birthday right now, so let's try with that. Shall we? There. There we go. It's been a while. It has, yeah. I mean, holy cow. Yeah, golden ticket draw. Look at how much, like, there's 50k here. It's kind of funny, like, it's kind of funny seeing, like, the backlash in World of Tanks PC over, like, the staged gambling. When staged gambling has been in Blitz for, like, years at this point. And, you know, like, the black box is going up to, like, level 10. So, yeah, it's all just gambling now. Like, the shop is genuinely just what the hell. And the Chieftain's in here for 42 euros, which is kind of wild. You know, minus 70. 1.1 million gold. I don't even know how to get these damn tickets. Yo, look at that. It sends you back to the old UI. You see, this is how Blitz used to look. The old UI at the top here. That's kind of wild. You see? Because now you got the button that's like this. But if you click on it, it just sends you to the old UI. Or it sends me to the old UI. That's kind of crazy. Well. Anyway, Chieftain is in the shop. Saw the rammer containers. Didn't even know this tank is real. Anyway. How you doing? Store, huh? Okay, yeah, of course. Of course. Alright, I haven't opened the game since December. I have... Oh, what? God damn it. Why are you broken again? 35... 20. Don't think there's any other game in the entire, like... presence of my awareness that, like, resets stats like that. So yeah. Baba Yaga. Yo. It's kind of crazy, you gotta, like, buy a ticket to gamble. That's whack. Okay. Oh no. Well, mediums, your chance to stop this IS-7. And he didn't get stopped, he just keeps going. He's just gonna send it, okay. Don't have premium ammo on this thing. I have to use this. The M48's gonna try to shoot me through the hole here. Into the cupola. Gotta be careful. Yo, Claven, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, you're not missing much, Berniella. Not much has happened. There's gonna be... There's a few tanks that are new. That don't matter. Like, they don't provide much epic gameplay, basically. And, yeah, obviously everything else was just... They're working on Reforged now. Apparently they're working on it pretty well, because, like, they released the video with, like, the new tech tree. And it looks... not as bad as it did before, so that's good. Alright. See, try and get this. Nope. Dude's sleeping. Dude's sleeping. SL Eeping. Okay. 5k. Pretty good start here. Pretty good to start. Kinda so bad. Well, I mean, it's Hesh, so. The APCR it had before also had pretty weak penetration. That was like the thing that I always disliked about the Chieftain was its weak premium pen, right? And Wargaming listened, and they heard me, and they were like, you know what? You're complaining about the premium ammo. Oh my god. That was a drop. They were like, you're complaining about the premium ammo not having enough penetration. How about we get rid of that and replace it with 200 penetration Hesh? And another thing is, a lot of the like Hesh guns, like the Centurion 7.1 and stuff, they have, for their tier, really good standard pen. You know, I mean, this one with calibrated has 275, but without, it's 255. It should be like 270 without calibrated to compensate for the fact that, you know, you have Hesh. But anyway, it is time for, as you know what it is. Let's go. Gonna claim all the, because seemingly I finally did get the premium pass. And my 10k gold. Oh, one ticket is free. Okay. I wish the. Oh, wait. Oh, they're only available for money. Uh-oh. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? No gold ticket. Sad. Premium. Those are new bundles. At least I haven't seen them before, but it's just premium time and gold. It's nice though because you don't need fluff most of the time. Okay. Oh, another draw. I got a mystery box. What does it include? Nothing. 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 Alright. Where's my thing? I gotta use the free ticket. Here we go. I get 350 gold. No, I'm probably gonna get 250. 500. Ooh. Look at that. That's impressive. Okay. So 200,000 gold. And that shit. But that means I will need 2,020 of these frickin' containers. These frickin' tickets. 2,000 of them. And 100 of them cost 90 euros. Holy. Holy. So 2,000 draws. Roughly. A little bit more. Well, 2,000. 500, 500, 500. So 2,000. 2,020. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2,025. So you need that amount of tickets. That means 900 for 1,000. 1,800 euros. 1,800 euros for the whole gold. What the hell? Ain't that insane? Ain't that insane? Alright, let's go. Yep. It's really cheap if you think about it. You know, because for that money you can buy a car in at least 30% of countries out on the planet. So, like a new car. Well, barely use them, you know. But like, the hell? Hi, Lester. How you doing? Gonna spend a whole year of Uganda wage on a tank game. That's crazy. How you doing, Calestra? Welcome. All right. Combine us cover that money so we can imagine everything. Absolutely. So it is crazy. It's crazy, just completely crazy, you know.
Enemy armor destroyed. Enemy armor is damaged.
See, to rate many rebalance change. I think I did. I mean, I don't know what they exactly were in the end, but yeah, I did say that they were getting rebalanced. Okay. But I don't know what exactly got rebalanced. Like, I don't know. All right. Yeah. That's a good thing. To like buff all the old trash vehicles that nobody plays anyway. So there was a time, a long time ago, when it was like the IS-5. It's 1,500 gold, right? If you get to the clan level 10. So if you're free to play, it's a great purchase, right? Even now, I wouldn't say that anymore because there's so many new tanks in the game, so many tanks that are much better, and a lot of premium tanks that were given away for free, that buying the IS-5 1,500 gold is a real ripoff because it's that useless. Why is Byzante getting 2,800 APM? I don't know if it is. That it is. Hi Marky, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah. I have returned to the basement. Alright, if anyone wants to request a tank, yeet it into the chat. Hi Lord Humongous, how you doing? Hi Phoenix. What's your favorite tank from a strictly aesthetic perspective? See, I'm not someone to value that when it comes to tanks, because I like care about how much fun the tank is to play and not how it looks, but if I had to go by looks, then I'd choose the looks. Obviously. It's cute. Look at it. Oh my Jesus Christ. 4,500. Does using numbers that way, does saying 4,500 make me old? I don't know. It's just easier than 4,500. Alright. 310 Alpha to the tier 8 heavy, what are they thinking? Well, they hate, I mean, Wargaming has always hated tier 8 medium tanks. So, that's nothing new. It's nothing new. But, I did a thing during the weekend. Like, I was someplace. So, that was quite nice. Hello, Henry. Unfortunate last name. How you doing? What does happen if I more to come on? They would have to pay me to play that tank. Yeah. Maybe. But I do think we're talking about the tank context here, you know, and the Reforged, like, if you've already seen it, they released a new video on YouTube with like the new tech tree basically for Reforged, how they reworked it, which I mean they did a pretty good job at that, you know. However, the thing that still I think is the biggest problem with the Reforged tech tree is that now you can use lower tier vehicles to research higher tier ones. Like, let's say you can use the T-29 to research the T-135. Obviously, it's going to take you a lot longer. Multipliers, blah, blah, blah. But that's a bad idea. So... yeah, but then again, like, the goal is to... I mean, Wargaming's never said that officially, but my inference of the whole development is that Wargaming's goal is to casualify the game to the extreme, right? To get as many players into the game as they can. Alright. Hello, Wise Trader, long time no see, but I think I can't. Hello. How you doing? Alright. That sets with tech tray view. It's not tech tray. Yeah, but, you know, Wargaming will obviously never do exactly what the community wants. Wargaming does what makes Wargaming the most money. Yeah, because that's how capitalism works. You know, because we're doing the wrong kind of capitalism where we're using people to generate profits instead of, you know, using the profits to help the people. But you know. Alright. This 4v4. It is a Sheridan. So, gee. Oh, Shimmerin, how you doing? Welcome. Gotta be very aware of this guy. My Bill Nye, Samwise in the red hat. I'm certainly sure that last weekend. Where you been? Where did you go? Damn, nice. Gotta friggin' run! Aim at the conch. That would have been a great shot. Can you make Reforged update to channel and change name to... no. Why would I do that? Totally missed. You missed, lols. Nerdcon Detroit. Ah, cool. That's cool. Boom. Marty forged. Hell nah. Alright, let's see. If anyone still has tank requests, just slap them in the chat. We're doing chaos today. We're doing chaos today. There we go. Woo! I think of that latest news, the tech trade thing. I think it's a good change. It's like, I mean, obviously the problem is it's like it's good based on how terrible the old version was, right? And why am I doing? This is not good. And I just got 3 really expensive camos to buy. That's insane. Hello, bears. So that is insane. Hello, bear. How you doing? So, ads, you like them? No, I don't, but don't... I think they're just automated now. Hello, Curtis. So, I was away in the weekend, and I did that. So, yeah.
Let's get this show on the road.
If you're wondering why I'm not doing so much Blitz anymore. You built an F1 car on a weekend? No, I didn't. I didn't, but you were in that. No, that's Hamilton. So... I like that we're able to grind tech trade my premium vehicle, Silver Lining Reforged. Yeah, but that is... Like, it is very convenient, but it is bad for player quality. Right? Because what's gonna happen is... You know, you're gonna get a premium tank, or people are gonna stick with a lower tier tank. And then grind, like, the top tiers in the lower tanks while skipping, like, vehicles like this one. Right? And while the M103 definitely is skippable, and I pretty much did when I grinded the E5, I think I played like 80, 90 battles in this thing. But yeah, it's not really great for player quality. And that's not really great for the win chances here. And... yeah. Let's see, trying to go for the type first, trying to focus on that. Because the Destiny is around the other side. So he's not going to be able to fight me. Well, get in one. No. I'm not rich enough or talented enough. You know. Alright. But it did take close to 5,000 pictures, so there's that. Used to go to the Grand Prix in downtown Detroit years ago, almost ate a tire. Detroit, is that... That's IndyCar though, or something like that. Oh, them with the lens cap on. Of course. Of course. Run rate went down to 49.5. Well, try better. Here's the one thing that's gonna make you better at something. Doing it badly. And knowing what you're doing wrong. Alright. Like, of all the pictures I've taken this weekend, the majority of them ain't sharp. Some of them are. You know, like this one. Like this one. Or stuff like that. Look at your boy, the rookie driver. That is Fernando. Right? Or Alpine. Which is pink now. So it's about that. Trying, being terrible at it, and then eventually getting it. It's the same with Blitz as well. I was terrible for a while. Most players, when they start, are terrible. I mean, some aren't. Some really, if they played something similar before, you know, Blitz was pretty much... Well, it wasn't the first mobile game I ever played, but it was like at the beginning of my mobile gaming journey, right? So... Oh, Golf. It's not there yet, but now it is. Nice drive. How you doing? Oh, there's one going this weekend on the 30th. Come like this. That's in Monaco. I can't afford Monaco. If you mean Detroit, then nah. That's if I wanna do fascism, I'll visit Austria. That's closer. Gotta be careful. Like I mean America, not Detroit specifically. Can take pics of the wildlife. Wildlife in Detroit. Well, what you got? All right. Oh, strife. Yeah, I don't even want to know what Monaco costs. Honestly. I got 8 mile mag. Nice. Let's see. Yep. I got 8,000. Not really, but sort of. Just one of your kidneys. Ooh, well, I mean, luckily I have 2. So I can go once. Problem is, I already sold my kidney. So, I'll need someone else's. Does anyone not need 2 kidneys? It's kind of funny that the human body is so badly designed that the kidney is redundant, but like the most important thing isn't. You know, you got 2 kidneys, 2 parts of the lung, but 1 heart. Imagine if we had 2. Build in some redundancy. Why not? Or 2 brains. Ah, well. I mean, if humans had 2 brains, then people would just not think, but twice. I was very excited seeing the F1 cars, but my hope was quickly shattered. Why is your hope been shattered? Why is that? So I also got this one, where he's like that happened like literally right in front of us. So yeah, it's wacko. All right, let's go. Kidney being redundant isn't bad design though. Well, yes, that is true, but I mean, like, why is the kidney redundant, and more important things aren't? That's the bad design. So the last one, you only need 5 hours. True. How easy is it to get a kidney in Detroit? MX 50, 120, Smasher. Hey yo, Leppy, how you doing? I remember you, of course. How you doing, man? Oh, jeez. 6'8". If a heart is pierced, you bleed to death. If a kidney is pierced, you can survive and function with the second one. Yeah, but build it better. Build it better. You have 2 legs and 2 arms, so if one doesn't work, you still have the other, sort of. I mean, at least humans aren't horses. Or if one leg goes down, they're dead. If a horse breaks a leg, that's sausage now. I'm fine. Get off my fingers. Oh, how'd that happen? How the hell did that happen? You would think being born with swimming gear you could like swim, right? Kidney, maybe just set someone up on a dating app. What? What? I'm confused. I'm just confused at that. It's called evolution. Yeah. It's a joke. Evolution, it's a joke. Alright. Therese is not secure, buddy. Oh, damn. I hope that gets better. If it is possible to. Alright. I hope that gets better. If not, I hope it's not too terrible. Okay. Hi, Alexander, welcome. Pick your own kidney on dating app, lower them. Ah, I see. I see. But that's not fair. What if I want men's kidneys, you know? How am I gonna do that? I'm too embarrassed to ask for quick aim. I'll try. Okay. The goal of this battle is relatively simple. Let's lose. Because we will. But just do it slowly. Go to a Republican convention then. Yeah, but I want men, not Republicans. Uh-oh. What is best tank? Well, there is a lot of tanks, and there is a lot of tanks that are good, but in terms of tier 10, I'd probably pick something like an E50M, personally. What the hell? That was so much hell that I got set on fire. God damn, boy. Okay, let's try. I've done 3k. I'm gonna die soon. Yeah, mamma mia. Nah, not gonna get it. Stream my farm. There's just no way that many home animals will get any help needed animation. Well, yeah, animals like humans can be gay, and that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is. I wouldn't call Democrats men. That's not what I said. What I would say is that a man would help other people and care about other people. So, you know, and not, I don't know, deport kids with cancer. Men don't do that. Assholes do. I smile, I do 'em. And go to Finland. Ooh, that's a good idea. Well, I do want to go to Finland. In fact. You know. That's my problem in terms of Europe. I live in the one place where I'm the furthest from everything cool. Like, in any direction there's something cool, but there isn't anything here. Alright. Isn't that the 53rd state? No, there is no 53rd state. There isn't even 50 states, there's just the state of mental decline. Oh no, poor Cromwell. One of my neighbors 60 feet up the grave. Yeah. Ugh, yes, that's exactly what Jesus would do. Fuck him, kids. Wait, no, that's what the priest says, not... Nah, never mind. So... I'm going to hell, anyway. But that Churchill can also go to hell. If I hit his dick. Almost. Mental decline and monetization, absolutely. Alright. I did it! For the TV ratings! I did it! For the fame! Oh my god. Does Marty know every stream viewer ever, or does he just randomly say hi? Well, I do say hi. I do know a lot of people that join the stream, but I also do say hi because I just say hi. You know, I don't... I stream to have a conversation and not just to, like, broadcast my verbal goo that can be perhaps assumed to be words. Aim, you frickin' pee. I don't know, Lord. Saw a Nvidia marketing video on 5060 and description info is 3060. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I'm a hope the 6090 is better. Cause I mean I have a 3080 Ti. It does its thing. And I'll keep it till it expires. That would have been an epic shot if he wouldn't have hit his tracks, because I would have blown him up in a drive-by. Sadly, didn't work. And this guy is AFK. Yeah, like if you stream and you don't talk to the viewers, you might as well make a video. Right? If you have no interest in like actually having a conversation. Just make a video. I wish I can HE the FV's lower plate, but I know I can't. Can HE his side though. Damn it. That didn't go in because there is enough. There is enough overhang there to HE it, but fortunately it didn't go. I don't think illegals are the government's problem, not when your own citizens' problems aren't fixed. Well, here's the thing. If you just throw out people with cancer, then you're just terrible, no matter whether they're allowed to be there or not. And here's the thing. Being in, like, the mere act of being illegally in a different country, it's like on the same level as parking in the wrong spot. In terms of, like, how bad of a crime it is. You know? So, yeah. Let's see. TS strong, so yeah, I mean, there are more efficient cards, but hey, don't want to give Nvidia money or AMD at this point. Oh, please don't. No, 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 no. Oh, come on, why would you do that? Hello, Peter Hub. So, this is a perfect exercise in player stupidity right here. They have one medium tank, it's an STB1. I mean, it's a tier 10, but, you know, we'll figure. We have a Leopard PTA and a T92, right? So, we have the medium side advantage. 2 versus 1. Here's the STB, in fact. So, that T92... I mean, obviously, I can understand the Leopard not wanting to go alone, so, like, following him then, in a way. But the T92... going to the city side. In this battle, seeing that constellation immediately tells me bro ain't paying attention. Now, obviously I'm not paying attention most of the time, but even I'll see that. Give both all your money, pump the stock. Nah. Alright. Lol. Really? Okay, whatever. That's worth it. Do you know me? Well, I don't know if you've been here before, but maybe. Maybe. If AI can suck the venom, I will. Huh? What does that mean? But yeah, I think future generations are screwed. And, I mean, we're all screwed. Pretty much. Like in, 5,000 years in the next civilization, this period is gonna be known as the brief period of human literacy. Alright. Alright. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. That's Skywalker. Generation was the real beginning of the screwing when a high school diploma in a factory job off the street meant no upward mobility. Yeah. Humanity kind of peaked like in the 90s and everything after this is like hell. Alright. I mean, I read an article today that was literally like, Britain fears another dry summer, and I was like, didn't I read that last year? And the year before, and the year before? Like, we're so screwed. But, not only are we screwed, I am screwed too, because now I have to play the VK168, which is a vehicle that is so terrible that I would rather gouge my eyes out than play it willingly. However, because this is Tank Requests, here we are. Hi, Skywalker. So as a compensation for having to play that tank, here, browse, is an image of a car. Enjoy. How you doing, Skywalker? What do you mean? Right. Alright. And a college degree only gave you a chance at decent living housing, went crazy. Yeah, I mean... It was something like... In the 80s... You had... It was like, 4 yearly wages for a house, and now it's something like 10. So... Oops. You know, you earned 6k a year, and the house was 15k, and now you earn 60k, but the house is 800, depending on where you live. I mean, if you live in, like, Montana, it's free, because nobody's there. But if you wanted to live in a real place... Oops. Alright. Hold on. I'll explain how the blur works. Is that Formula 1 team Visa Cash App RB? It is indeed. It is indeed. Guess where I was during the weekend? Have a guess where I was. So, let me get the effect of blur. Is it called shutter speed or something? It has something to do with the shutter speed, yes. What you have to do essentially is you have to lower the shutter speed. Right, because lower shutter speed means if something's moving, it gets blurry, right? Because as the shutters open, it moves through the frame. However, if you follow the subject with the camera, in this case the F1 car, right, and you perfectly match the speed and position, then you can blur the background, like you have the background moving, but the car... Because relative to your sensor, it was stationary, because you moved the camera along with the car, that's going to be in focus and it's going to be sharp. That's how that works. But it doesn't work all the time. And yeah, pretty much you have to focus. You have to focus to match the speed of the car perfectly. And then go lower. No, that's just how you take racing pictures, because if you don't, then it just looks weird. It looks like just someone parked it on track. Alright. I think you can achieve the same effect in Photoshop quite easily. Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same. You can even, like, blur the background in Photoshop, but that's also not perfect. Alright. Goodbye. Parents bought their house for 45k in 1985, now the house is over 250k. Yeah, and they earned, like, 30. And now you get 50, 60, something like that. Some tilt shift photos. I don't have, what the hell? I don't have a tilt shift lens. I have enough lenses already. But I don't. Yeah, that's not, something I'm gonna bother with. What the hell? Yeah, because, otherwise, if you don't do this, it just looks like this. Transform, fit the screen. It's gonna look like this, you know? It just looks like someone parked the car on the track. But if you go out and you track the car properly, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look like that. You see, the dude is also stretched. He's got 2 heads, but the car is perfectly in focus and perfectly sharp. Alright. But if you have the blur, then it looks like it's moving. I took these photos for you. Funny. Funny. Very funny. Very funny. I mean, you can see by the fact that there's a fence in the way that it wasn't someone with a pass. Okay, the next one was the VZ55. Oh, Team Idol. It was great. I have some old Canon lenses. What's your address? Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to send me a free lens, I'll take it, but I'll just write me on Discord. But like, I don't think it's fair. Dude shouldn't be stretched. Well, he is stretched though because the car is moving and he's not. But when I'm moving the camera with the car is stopped and the dude's stretched. That's just how it goes. But I think it looks great. Dox yourself. Well, I live in Bavaria. And the distance to Nuremberg is shorter than to Munich. That is all. So, the cream capital of the world. What do you mean? But yeah, I mean, yesterday was kind of funny because the train stopped accidentally twice. So, oh, ow. All right, another round of tanker quests. What cream pie? What do you mean? What do you mean? There's not. Well, if you look at the AFD election results, you can start calling it that again, Golf. So, XM66 G1. Don't think I have the Mao 5 tank. No, I don't. I know it's Mao's, but it's a 5. G1. M48 Räumpanzer. Boston is the home of cream pie. I'd love a cream pie. Good one. Nice Bessos couch. That is a member tank. 21% gold. Okay. One more tank request. Well, I don't have the Mao 5 tank, and the Foch is a member tank. The hell bears. Oh, that thing. I don't even like those. I like the... I don't even like most of those. Unless it's cheese. Then it's great. Alright. It's cheese cream. Chieftain. Here we go. Well. Let's see. They got 2 1 3. That's not gonna be very tasty.
go.
That is not going to be very tasty whatsoever. I just risked my career having well, that's on you. I didn't ask you to do that. You know.
Power rack damaged. Enemy armor is damaged. The commander's injured.
All right.
We didn't even scratch them.
Hella funny though. Like, imagine someone seeing that and was like, "Why the hell is he googling Bavarian cream pie?"
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Alright. Why is Gambled cooldown 5 years? It's 16 minutes, not 5 years. Alright. Get my last level exam tomorrow. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck. You're gonna win. Maybe. Yes, it is 16 minutes because it's, if I remember right, because that's 1,000 seconds.
We've damaged them.
Thank you very much, Asbestos Couch, for becoming a member. Welcome to the members. God, oh, Jesus. Okay. Damn it. 2 183s, and I'm this health. That's not great. But I'll send it anyway. See what's gonna happen.
Enemy armor is hit. We've damaged them.
It's gonna try to hash the cupola or a lower plate or something. Oh, that was AP. Wrong shell, buddy. Nice. Typical GDR building materials, remember. Yo, I love my Asbestos Couch. Oh, come on, everyone. Welcome. Okay, XM next on the list. The shift in Proto and the drug should have accidentally been priced at $20,000 and Wargaming would still be like reasonable. Well, it's 2,000 almost. So, yeah. Very reasonable. Second World of Tanks PC. It's kind of funny, like the massive backlash over the World of Tanks PC tiered crates, when tiered crates have been in Blitz for like years. I want to sell Asbestos plushies. Well, that's one way to reduce human population. Alright, well, thank you very much, Lebby, for joining. Really appreciate you stopping by again, and enjoy the gaming. Okay. It's doing 5D gambling. Yeah, now you have to buy gambling currency to gamble on a gambling crate. Right? That's insane. DG when they get a game? Yeah, I probably have to, but I'll wait 2 minutes. If I don't get a queue in 2 minutes, then I'll just do the Fosh right away. The future what PC Discord has going down for multiple days. Some people getting banned. Lol. Yeah. People are probably mad. Like, mad. But hey, it's wargaming. They're not the worst, but they're not good. That might have hit. Because I think it disappeared. Pretty sure War Thunder sold the 20k dog as a joke and someone actually bought it. What the heck? But I know the IS-7's like really rare and special and really super expensive in War Thunder, but that's about all I know. So... that's crazy though. I mean, some people have too much money and not enough brain. You know, like, look at how many people lost, like, thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands in crypto scams. Like, the hell, how do you have that much money? Like, how are you that stupid and have that much money? You know, like, the hell? Hi, Leslie. Well, it's certainly better. It is certainly better than the way it was before. But I'll put it this way. If you clog someone else's toilet, the best you can do is unclog it. So Wargaming's done that at least. But yeah, just raid an old person shredding house. Well, that's the only way to find cheap living space these days. Probably. Probably. Let's see if we can get a match in this thing. They sold the tank in 4 parts, $5,000 each, so you wouldn't go past your credit card limit and just like a E100 ripoff or something. What the hell? Who even has a $5,000 credit card limit? Jeez. That's a lot. That is a lot for a credit card. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to like do all online purchases on a credit card. Like if it like pays itself off every month, of course. Because like if it's a credit card, it's the bank's money and it's the bank's problem if something goes wrong. The low limit for normal people. I'm talking about normal people here, not like Amex Gold shit. Well, that's 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes. You know, like, it has a lot of benefits to pay with a credit card, especially online, if you already have the money, right? But I have no idea why the hell people would get themselves in, like, credit card debt for shoes. What do you have 4? One for regular purchases, one for business expenses, one for vacations because it has extra bonuses, and one for tentacle porn. Or what? Alright. 50%. Congratulations. How did that happen so quickly? See? Exactly, bears. Gotta keep the tentacles separate. I keep getting banned. I need to try update. I don't know. Why do other tier 5s get games and not the G1? I don't know. Somebody don't think gimmicks. Well, I only have that. Weird. Alright. It's kind of funny how irresponsible some people are, though. You know, like, obviously, if you, like, don't have money for food, I guess it makes sense. But if you're, like, in $30,000 of debt because you bought shoes, like, how are you alive? Large. I already said tentacles, so you don't have to hide. You don't have to hide. It's okay. That's the large purchases one. Alright. I mean, I could also get a gold version of the one I have that includes, like, travel insurance and bonuses and shit, but it costs money each month, and I'm not gonna pay for that. Alright. People with $30,000 shoe debt can also vote. Yes. That's... I think there should be like a basic intelligence test with each election. You know? Like basic. You know, like you vote, and then it has like a, you know, the I'm a human, or like the I'm not a robot checkbox. That I'm not a robot checkbox should be on every ballot as well, but it should be like a question like, who's the previous president? Or I don't know, how many states are there, or what color does the flag include? You know, like the most basic questions. You know, because if you can't even bother to cheat on that, just nah. Your citizenship test. Have you learned anything in school? Or you lost cause? All of them are zero balance at one right now. That's them. But it hurts your credit to close. Just keep them all. Yeah. That's funny. Like, if you pay your debt, you lose credit rating. It just doesn't make any sense. Alright, it's now time for the... Yeah. Alright, that's discriminating against far right. That's the point! Well, not really, but... Here's the problem with the far right. The majority of far right followers are stupid. But, unfortunately, in a lot of cases, the leaders know exactly that they're lying. That's kind of the problem. Alright. But I mean, it is quite logical. If you have less rational thinking ability, because you've never learned it, you were never taught it properly, because your school was under, you know, it was underfunded and terrible, you're gonna react more emotionally to stuff. That's just life. If you ain't no winner, you can at least feel like a winner. Because that's like half as good. And your brain won't know the difference. Alright. Heh. Calestra, why you keep winning? 93. Goddamn. CDC is getting buffed. Congratulations, Gold. Your dream, your lifelong dream has been fulfilled. What will you do now? Alright. Perhaps I should leave. Actually, I'm dead. Yep. This is what we call bad players. Right here. So, they're obviously going to take the outside. These guys in the city aren't going to achieve anything. And then we lose. Because it's a 4 versus 7. 4 versus 6 rather in this case. Sad. My lifelong dream is seeing the French tech tree get properly implemented. Well, that's probably never gonna happen. Unless it makes money. What is the meaning of life? There isn't one. To find your own. Congratulations, Asbesto. That's the thing. They're trying to find an objective. One. Just find yours. Alright. Goth as well. Jeez. Streamlabs is dealing out luck today. Oh. To make it never win. Well, casual reminder that internet algorithms are not random. In most cases. It's still an algorithm. Alright. Hitting red 10 times in a row. Well, it's more like green, I think. See, even roulette's a scam. It would be 50-50, but they add green, so you lose. No, I'm not gonna aim. Check Streamlabs. Why is that? It's alive. Just don't want to talk to you. Seems. Just wait a bit. The chance of gambling was to pay 3 to 1. The chance of winning is 25%. Like 76 to 100 is win. 76 to 100 is a win. Yeah, maybe it's sleeping. Give it a few minutes and then I'll check. Maybe Streamlabs got tired. Had to go take a nap. Oh frick. That was like the worst thing could have happened. %25 chance to 3 out my scam. That's the point. That's the point. Shoot the... No! Why? What are you doing? Turn right! Yes. Last two are low, come on. Oh my. One shot versus two one shots, and there we go, we won. Well, shot of the whole 90 degrees. Ah, yes, that happens. Hold on. What you doing? Bot. Cloudbot. It is enabled. Cloudbot is enabled. So... maybe he did indeed go to sleep. However, I'm not, so tank quests. Alright, there we go. But how much is that? That is... yeah, 1.7 million. It still works. It's just sleeping. CDC, 50 TP, E4, 1095, E2. Right now. Yeah, but there is a limit. It's 15k. See? There's a 32% chance of 3x. No. It's the point of gambling. Point of gambling is not to win. It's not how gambling works. Somehow, Zun has 5.9 million points, and I don't know how. Maybe that's an error. The heck? That's kind of crazy. It's gotta be some kind of... said CDC. Gold did. Seem to be the one breaking Streamlabs. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe Streamlabs is scared of you. Who knows? See, this is... did you just see that? There's one of the things that unreasonably annoys me about Blitz. Whenever you drive, like, close to a house... it doesn't happen all the time, but when you, like, drive close to a house... what sometimes happens is that your aim ends up there. And it is annoying as hell. No, S5, no. No. Look at how gigantic this thing is. It's insane. It's insane how large this thing is. It's getting to the point that it does anything. Well, it's not going to do anything. It's still going to be terrible, but... at least it's going to be terrible faster. Casey Dracula? Oh my god. But isn't that dude, like, pretty nice? Everyone's, like, bullying for being fat. It's kinda sad. But I don't know anything about that otherwise, so I might be wrong. I'm not into streamer lore. Right. Don't know any of them. Only streamers I've watched are, like, gaming streamers. So I don't see the point of like watching a political streamer. Like, you know, it's all just gonna be like some random gobbledygook that you can do a lot better in a video where you have like time to think about it. It plays into the fat jokes. Oh well. Sure then. He should just like get super ripped and then. But like. Uh-oh. Strongman build, you know? Looking like a shaved bear. Alright, somehow weighs like 60 to 70 tons. I don't... It can't. It doesn't have that much armor. It's gotta be like 40 at best. 33 tons. Okay, 50 TP. Wait, which one? The regular one or the... Tishkevichka. Yeah. Which one? The G. Alright. The buff in the budget 25 the avenue. Okay. 33. Yeah, I don't think that the CDC would have ever weighed 60 tons because it's paper. It's made out of paper. So it wouldn't make any sense to weigh that much. A fucking meme tank.
Gąsienica uszkodzona. Może się zerwać w każdej chwili.
And it was an armored IRL. Well, I don't know. Did it even exist? The CDC very much looks like a tank that never existed. It was just a random drawing by a random Frenchman high on coffee. Yep, minimum gamble is 100 points. The hell? Alright. There's that one. Not hit. Yeah, I swing myself close because I quality myself quit down if you let's become a monk. What do you think? Stay away from the kids, otherwise good luck. That's my verdict. Alright. names are getting weirder and weirder. Of course. That's the whole point. There's a street light. Lamp. Alright. I mean, the best chat name that has ever been here is still Napoleon Bonaparte. So, shout out at this point. Did Satan is Stalin? Yes. That is true. Hello, that guy. How about you oil up first? Lol. Have you heard of the he round? Well, hello, Carnivore, how you doing? I would really appreciate it if you held up. How about you do it first? How about you don't spam the chat? Is that a good idea? Yes. How's it going, Caravano? Don't need gameplay. We need oil. How about bootleg version of that E100 guy? Yeah. How about you take that bottle of extra virgin olive oil and shove it up your ass, because that way the oil is still going to be virgin, but you won't be. Follow for more top tips. Alright. I mean, with enough practice, you'll probably get there. I don't have an OnlyFans, you know? That guy, I would recommend you to stop. Otherwise, you will be stopped. Okay? I'm gonna go over there and deal with that real quick. Because it is a 2 versus 2, and we can deal an advantage. Their fault of not having me as a mod. I'll be fine. Final warning, that guy. Do you want to be banned? I mean, he is that guy, you know. So. Rip. Lol. Brain damage can form during the early parts of pregnancy. Oftentimes, this eventually in later life presents itself as spamming in World of Tanks Blitz chats or being generally unintelligible. Please donate today to help these unfortunate youngsters recover from their crippling sickness. And then just put some random... Put some random logo there, why not? Do y'all want to help me embezzle some charity money? Alright.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
It was my ult. I don't believe that. Rolne me. I don't know what that means. Use the Washington Redskins logo. Why's that? Isn't calling a team Redskins a little bit problematic? Like, just a little bit. I mean, it was probably named in like 1850, so. Yeah. See, I'm not stupid, Sheridan. I know where you're gonna go. Shit. Well, it was worth a try. This is why I always prefer playing medium tanks and light tanks. I mean, I wouldn't assume him to be any good, but he might try to do the old swingaroo. Mm-hmm. I wonder where he went. I'm gonna stay somewhere around the cap circle. And chill. Because, like, I can't catch him. And this is a terrible map to cap on. Because there's so many approaches to the cap circle. Oh, you're a bit dumb. Are you a bit dumb, man? Oh, he stayed inside as well, lol. Can I catch him? Oh, yeah. Perfect. That's not how you play the game. Well, he tried. E2. That is a tier 8. Okay. T95 E2. There we go. Thanks, Timo. What was he thinking? Like, what was he thinking there? I'm not sure what he was thinking. If he was thinking. But I'm thinking that he wasn't thinking about what I was thinking about. I ain't thinking. It too is the shark. Ignore the list for your own life. Yeah, I know. This is a great tank. This is a great tank, you know, because this vehicle, when you spend your money to obtain this vehicle, you lose all your will to live for a very small price. So, in that regard, is an amazing investment.
We can barely see through the scope. Penetration.
Poor little guy. Got jumped. Oh, and now he got jumped. And now he...
Enemy armor is
That guy's getting jumped. What the hell? Everyone's getting jumped. I'm jumping this guy. And he got jumped. Now that one's gonna die. And now he's in the middle. And now the 58's gonna shoot me, but he's gonna miss. And now he's gonna get pounded by the LTG. So he's gonna try to run away, but he's in my way. So now I can kill him. Now he's trying to aim at the LTG now, but now he's trying to return to me, but he misses and doesn't pen, and now we won. Are you secretly Omni-Man? No, I'm, Gamma Man. Alright. Yeah, I mean, there's the alpha males, the beta males, the sigma males. Where's the gamma male? Bro entered America for a second. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome to the United States of America. If you're brown, please leave. That's how I imagine TSA to be now. All right. I mean, I gotta say though, the TSA is an amazing invention by the Americans because it's a way to grab a man's balls without making it feel gay. So congratulations. Alright. I'm gonna die. And he knows that he can kill me, so I gotta be careful here. I'm gonna peek anyway. Beautiful. How does someone have 18k damage? Why? I don't know. It's probably like... What server are you on? If it's like Asia server at 3 AM, it's probably possible to do. Like you have a whole clan. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. That is the second ace in a terrible tank today. That is the second ace in a terrible tank today. Ain't that pretty? Well, maybe not. Alright. Alright, Rinoceronte. The next video on the list. The next vehicular device. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Hello. I have rushed B, and you have now lost the game. Come, why did no one kill him? How is he able? Oh my. And nobody's moving. Oh my. Okay, wow. You saw that opportunity, right? And now the 1-to-1 B is gonna get away even. How is he alive? What the fucking hell? I mean, that guy's luckily not paying attention to me, but... What the hell was that team? That KPZ's still not paying attention. Alright, I'm gonna take care of that grill. Got a call from a buddy who went to Indianapolis for the 500 time trials, and he's some pics he wants me to print. That's nice. That is very nice. I mean, I definitely... I think some of the pics I took are definitely printable. The problem is, like, the fence kind of ruins it a little bit. Someone already cleared the $2,000 draw. Who's that? Is it what be Joe? Alright. It wasn't me. Well, of course not. You're insane, not stupid. Couldn't be you. Alright. Hello, Siri. How you doing? Welcome. I see consumes give you I don't, actually. I either scroll Reddit, or if I have time, consume long-form content like documentaries or series and stuff like that. So, I mean, the one I think is most printable, if not for the fence, would be this one, right? Because it's got the Ferrari in the front, it's got sparks coming out the back, and it's got it driving past the slower Haas. Right, the problem is, as you can see, the freaking fence there kind of ruins the picture a bit. If it wasn't there, it would be great, but yeah, that's life. But I think this is one, if not for the fence, it would be worth hanging in the room somewhere. I mean, with stuff like this, you know, you still see the fence at the bottom here, so you could crop it out, but it's like, really annoying that it was there. Same here as well. Where you got, like... You can get rid of it a lot with the dehaze. You can kind of see it there. In the green. You can still see the fence. But you can't get rid of that. In the middle here. Which is really annoying. So... I hate fences, both in zoos and in car races. It's like the worst thing to happen to photography since the invention of Instagram. So, you're not doing great. Oh, what happened? What's going on? Well, first of all, let's go on to a new round of tank requests. Is this the last one? No, it's not. We have the time. There is going to be 2 more rounds of tank requests today. And then on Friday, I'm either going to do editing all of these. I mean, I think I edited 3 or 4 yesterday when I called them like I did this one a little bit. But maybe I'll have a look at all of those. Or we'll do something else. CDA 105, 50B, 205B, 205B, Soul Eater. I don't have the Soul Eater as far as I'm aware. Don't have the Soul Eater. Sheridan. Don't have the... Do I have the Mutant? I do, okay. Mutant. There we go. Someone who knew and looked up to the... Is it 26? Damn, that is way too young. My condolences to that. That's not fun. Hey, yo, Tricky, hi. How you doing? How you doing? All right. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna do Forza on Friday, or we're gonna have a look at these. We're gonna have a look at these. Another one I really like, I didn't put that up yet, is this one. Like I got Alonso and the other guy, and if you look at it, it's pretty much perfect. The track goes from a bottom corner, comes out the top, and then goes to the bottom. So that is a lovely composition I got there as well. It's, again, annoyed by the bush kind of ruin, but maybe it adds depth, I don't know. Oh, Peter's left testicle, how you doing? Do you think forcing criminals to play will be with bad teammates is good punishment or too brutal? I think the primary treatment for criminals should be rehabilitation, not punishment. The punishment is the incarceration itself, right? So locking someone up is already the punishment. So if you then also force them to play Blitz, that is just torture at that point. You know, as you can probably guess, I don't like this tank or any tank that plays like it. So I'm playing it like a medium tank and seeing what happens. Alright. What's that peak, bro? It's called I'm gonna peek anyway. It's the I'm gonna peek anyway peak. Alright. Alright. It's the good old, I don't like it, so I'm just gonna send it and see if it's funny. Peek. Alright. Damn, why does it not work? Why does Streamlabs not work? That's sad. Could be is more pain than the CDA though. I mean, yeah, but at least it's not a tank destroyer. Okay. Tank destroyers destroy my will to live. Okay, that's a lot of enemies. Alright. Try and go for the Foch. Ugh. Friggin' Foch. Oh, he's dead. Well, this ain't gonna end well. Because the STB is now dead. That leaves the Visa dead. That leaves, well, everyone dead. Foch can shoot me, almost. So... The hell? two. The heck is he? Oh, there. Wait, they both missed, lol. Your reload better be long. Fuck! Lol. How do you game PP? By watching and by commenting in the chat. Yes, that was a great team right there. I love that. See, that was fun. It was dumb, but it was fun. Yeah. Pushing the spam, no. Because you only get the points every 5 minutes. Like, you only have to write one message every 5 minutes to get the extra points.
Up and at 'em, lads.
Why didn't Streamlabs become Streamlabs? What is Streamlabs? Worked on underpaid and no rest in sight. Damn. Ugh, yes, the American dream. Oh no, why is the Alpha no mercy. Well, that was true. It was indeed no mercy on that guy. I missed my house. Right, there was a... I saw that on Reddit. There was like a big tornado that destroyed a whole city pretty much. Gee. And of course, FEMA's gone. So there ain't no help anymore. So that would suck.
We've damaged them. Enemy armor is hit.
Yeah. It is nice that it missed. Alright, but it is not nice for the people it hit. They're screwed. Completely.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Alright.
Great shot.
You can't gamble one, Cluster. You can only gamble 100 or more. Alright, Governor thinks he got that. Lol. They'll quickly start realizing that Drumpf only cares about Drumpf and nothing else. So, and obviously pleasing his owner in Moscow. He cares about that too. So... As long as he asks while on his knees. God damn. Well, here's how I would describe it, right? Both of them are chihuahuas, right? They bark, 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 but as soon as they're actually confronted with a real individual, they're like, ah! You know, so they have a lot in common. And sometimes they'll bark at each other, but in the end they're still both trash. You know, the former president has cancer, the current president is cancer. That's America. Alright, but at least, congratulations to Romania for selecting reason above that. So, like, if one of your presidential candidates is a math guy, and he's not, like, terrible in terms of human rights, then you just pick the math guy. President, no, and I wouldn't be a very good one. Right? Alright.
Enemy armor is damaged. We finish him off.
If you go president though, absolutely. Same. You know, count as a big nerd, some bad. Yeah. Like, you want the nerd to be the president because they know what they're doing, right? You don't want the bully to be the president because they can't do anything except bully, right? Because they project their own insecurities onto other people, and they're gonna ruin it for everyone. Alright. Let's go to this straight recently. Yeah. Man. I hope it does continue that way. You know, I hope it does continue that way. But yeah. But unfortunately it is up to, most of the time, centrists and regular boring conservatives to actually do something and improve the people's lives to stop that. Right. And with boring conservatives, I mean the rich people are better, fuck the poors kind of, you know, just that kind of stuff. You know, what they all do. Alright, like the people that measure a person's value not by their ideals, but by their bank account. Alright. Hello, Top Cat, how you doing? Quick question, do you have any clue what Mercy's doing at the moment? No, I don't, and I don't even want to know because it's probably not useful. He is probably gonna do the same thing that they all did. And that's not working. You know, oh, if we free the economy, then there's gonna be a massive growth, and that's gonna, yeah, no, that's no, just no. It's all gonna land in the pockets of the shareholders, and you'll see nothing. We're all doing capitalism wrong, right? Because currently, you make all the money, you make all the profit, and you put it into the pockets of like 5 people and the shareholders. However, if you use that money and reinvest it into the people, then it would be all much better. But that's not how it works, unfortunately. Right? It's like insane, right? Where everyone knows, I mean, supposedly, that if you invest into a company and they're decent and they're doing a good job, right? They're gonna return that investment and probably gonna make you more money, right? And it's the same with people. Like, if you invest nothing into a person, they're not gonna return nothing. But if you give that homeless guy on the street, if you say, here's a house key, let's say 6-month rent is on us, by that time you get a job, good luck. You know, it is very likely that they're gonna get back to it and then start producing value for society, you know? And, oh, how the hell did that miss? And that guy is gonna pay a lot more back in taxes and contributions than it ever cost to give him that 6-month rent. For free. Alright. But hey, let's not do that. Let's instead spend that money on installing spikes so he can't sleep. Yay! Because humanity. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles T-49 abomination. It doesn't have armor. At least not notable armor. I mean, it's okay at the upper front a little bit, but the rest is just, nah. Hello. Nope. It's really terrible. Hello, shaved balls. Right. That's probably the second best username I've ever seen in my streams, after Napoleon Bonaparte. How you doing? A little. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit armor. Oh, you did. Humans have developed short-sightedness like a cancer. Yep. Pretty much. It's like, I don't care about tomorrow. Yeah, I'm alive today. You know, but you gotta think, if you clog the toilet today, guess who's gonna clean it tomorrow? You. So, one should live today, but always keep in mind the lessons from the past and predictions for the future. With that, we're not doing predictions, we're doing tanker quests, and that is going to be the last round for today. 5 tanks. I miss you, bro. Well, it's like, learn from history, live today, prepare for tomorrow. Print it, send it, sell it. Boom. Inspirational quote. Progetto 46. Leo 1, probably. Huh. 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 And T26E5. T26E5. Alright, there we go. Hold on, I forgot the drag. Alright, that means AMX30, first prototype Progetto 46, Dracula ELC Leopard. And I'll do the T26E5 and the Progetto 65 as well, because we got the time for it, and I'm not gonna do another list of 5, but we'll do that. Alright, AMX. So the list doesn't end there. And team are lost, unfortunately. Fortunate. It's the most pay-to-win tank. Smasher, Annihilator, something like that. Let's go. Alright. Ow. Let's see. I mean, most of the time when I play this map, I go here. Because it's sort of easier to escape than over there. Alright, Jensen, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing? VK90. Probably. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. It is good, but definitely not like OP or anything. I wouldn't claim that there's any tier 10 currently that's like actually OP. It's like unbalanced. Right, I mean, there are tanks that are too bad. Like the 50B. But there isn't any tier 10 that like stands out massively. Isn't the IS-4 terrible now? Like the IS-4, it was terrible when the game started, then it got buffed and got really good, and I think it got nerfed hard again. But I don't know, because I never play the IS-4. Hello, Diego. How you doing? How the D's doing? Yeet. Yeah, I thought so, because like the IS-4, it started off trash, then it got really good, and then they made it trash again. I'm good. I mean, yeah, I mean, the Vickers Light's still terrible. With like 300 alpha damage, I think, so... Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of tier 10s that are pretty bad, but I wouldn't say that there's any, like, OP tier 10s or something like that. No, Tank Man, you don't. You don't. You don't, little guy. You don't. First class. By the way, in Tales from Germany land, yesterday I took 2 trains, and one of them was 3 minutes delayed, and the other one was 50 minutes delayed. So, yes. That was fun. It just randomly stopped on track. Well, I mean, it was an Austrian train, so... This is a more like ÖBB moment. But yeah. I drove that last week. Lol. The good old red railjet or something else. Expensive but good. Well, where'd you go? Because I went from Italy to Germany in an Austrian train. Because Europe's amazing. Alright. Bizonte will have more DPM. Yeah. Some tier 8 to tier 10 differences make no sense. Like, especially tier 8 mediums are often in a pretty terrible position. Wargaming sort of fixed it a little bit, but it's still off. Still off. But yeah, it was kind of funny yesterday. My Alps to Vienna 1 hour 123. Okay. That's cool. I only drove through... we only drove through the Alps. But... Also had a unplanned 45-minute stop at the good old Brenner. Because the power went out in the train. So... Just stood there. It's a friggin' Stig. TF-22 has DPM. Yeah, it should have that much DPM. What the hell? Train has to rest. Yeah. I'm dead. I have no power here. Yeah. It was kind of funny. Just... Train just stopped. Everything went out. But yeah. But see, this is what you do. This is what happens when essential services are required to operate at a profit. You know, here's the thing. Right? capitalism should serve the people and not the people serve capitalism, right? Because essential services like hospitals, public transport, postal service, why the fuck do they have to make a profit? Their profit is in the service they provide to the people. Right? So, it'd be great if they'd be cost neutral, but if they lose money and they provide good service, they're not losing money. You know, you don't lose money when you go to a restaurant and you get good food. You trade it for a good experience. That's the way it should be with public shit as well. You know? But, nah. Hospital gotta make money. Replace more hips. The train was 3 hours late, once in tornado. What the heck? Yeah, I went from Berlin to Nuremberg once. And the main track had a defect, some sort. So good old ICE, you know, the 300-kilometer-an-hour train, had to crawl. I mean, crawl over the regional train tracks to get around the error. Which led to the situation where the train that left an hour after us arrived 10 minutes before and blocked the track, so that we had to wait at the train station again for that one to leave again. So that was funny. Yeah, how many trains? Yeah. Like, it also doesn't make sense why any, train that doesn't end in a dead stop, right? Where you have to, like, you can't keep going, you have to go back. Where every train that goes through continuously, why it doesn't have 2 rails? Why? Why do they have 1? Just make them 2. Because building 2 doesn't cost twice as much as building 1. It costs maybe 30-40% more. So it makes no friggin' sense. But hey, here we are. You can also have better... You can have a better freight transport if you electrify everything, right? All the trains run on electricity. You can, like, beat the truck in almost any category then, and you get a lot of trucks off the road and back onto the rail where they're supposed to be. Right. And then, because yesterday, the second train I had to take, they had to change locomotive, because first goes electrically, but then that stops, so they have to change to a diesel. So, why? Just give them the fucking money, fix that shit, and make it good. Everyone's gonna be happy. And yeah, that's better than wasting taxpayer money on hip replacements for 95-year-olds that have 3 months left to live because it's profitable. In some cases, 1 track makes sense when it runs like 4 trains at a dead end, which... Yes, but that's what I mean, you know, if it's like an end track that doesn't go through. I don't know what the technical term for that is, you know? But if it ends, and you can't keep going, but you have to go back, then that's fine. You can have 1 there, because most of those lines, there's not a lot of trains on them. But if it goes through and you can connect to another place, just make it 2. You know, because if you go out of Munich, that line out of Munich, this one fucking track for like 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers. And then it's 2 for some reason. You know, just make it 2 all the way. You have a lot less problems with delays. You have a lot less problems like signal errors and stuff, and you have a lot better trains. You know, because the majority of people, they don't even want more trains. They just want them to like work on time. Anyway, train rant over. Trains are cool, but yeah. Redundancy is necessary stuff people depend on. Exactly, and that's why the German railway is so terrible. I mean, it's perfect compared to the American passenger railway, which might as well not exist. Hello, Dino. How you doing? But that's like the problem. Like, the Deutsche Bahn in the 90s got turned from a publicly, from like a state company into a sort of public company, but it's not a public company because the government still owns all of it, right? So that was a waste of fucking time and money for everyone. However, what happened is that they now needed to make money. And the East German Railway was awful, so they had to invest a lot of money into getting those tracks and trains somewhat up to acceptable standard. So what they did is they got rid of a lot of tracks that were seemingly unnecessary, right? So what happened then is previously, if you had a track malfunction or you needed to upgrade or repair one, you could just like have the train go around it, right? Because there were other tracks that were going basically in the same direction, just a little bit different, right? But because in the 90s they changed to having to make profit, they got rid of a lot of those extra tracks, basically. And that's why when now there's a delay, when there's a problem, you can't go around anymore because there's only one track going there. And now it's screwed, right? If they wouldn't have done that. For example, if there's a city like 20 kilometers away from me and another city about 60 kilometers away from me, right? They used to have a direct railway line between those two cities, like 40-kilometer railway. You now have to drive in the train about 70 kilometers north and then back down south to get to the same place where there used to be a track straight through. Yeah. That track is a bike path now, all the way. So, yeah. It's not that it couldn't be reactivated. They just don't want to. Uh-oh. Frickin' T95. Gonna try and block me. No, 183. Yeah, it's the same here. The passenger trains and the freight trains use the same as well. I mean, obviously the passenger trains have priority, but it is kind of difficult to get a freight train off a track it doesn't belong on if it's, like, kind of long. So that also causes a problem because ideally you'd have 4 tracks in the big lines. You know, 2 passenger, 2 freight, but you know, effort. But why would the freight train have the right of way? That makes no sense. I mean, profit, of course, probably. But, like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. But, like, here, obviously basically, like, the ICE, the high speed, they have their own tracks anyway, so they don't need to yield to anyone or whatever. Unless, obviously, that track's blocked and they have to go through the side roads, side tracks, basically. But they're on their own rails anyway, for the majority. But then you have, like, the intercity trains, those have massive priority over everyone else, and they're the ones that are mostly delayed. So if the intercity is delayed, the regional's getting delayed too because, you know, you're stuck now. Japanese railways are privatized except minor islands. They are self-sufficient. Other privatizing, huge investment by the government. So if it's done well, good. Yeah, but it depends. Like, if you privatize the railway service, you know, the trains running, sure, those can make a profit, right? But if the trains have to cover their own operating costs and also the repair and constructions of new tracks, forget it. Never going to be profitable. So, sure, have the trains run for profit, but have the tracks maintained as a service. Here's another fun train fact. In Switzerland, France, Italy, and Britain, the trains drive on the wrong side, on the left. Why not just drive? What? Because normally, if the train's on time, it's more convenient, more chill, it's better for the environment, you'll most likely get there faster, and yeah, like, you're also never gonna be stuck in traffic, because it's a train. So, then you don't have to drive yourself. So, you know, I mean, obviously, if you're in America, public transport is ass. So, it makes sense, but if you live in a country with medium to good public transport, then it's much better. Much better. So, Yap level today. Well, okay. If you don't like trains, not my problem. Alright. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas. Yes, because American public transport is terrible. So, I mean, the place I live, there's a bus every 2 hours and a train every 2 hours. Well, 2.5 hours, really. But if you live like in a tiny-ass village in the middle of nowhere, yeah, it is likely that there's no public transport there as well. So, San Antonio has great public transport. Yes, because it's not run by Republicans. So, well, I mean, that's one of the reasons, but not the main reason. So, uh-oh. Trying to get into city engineering so public transport is a huge part of that. Yeah, good luck with that. Hope it works out, because yeah. And it's also like car-free cities are great. You know, imagine this. Outside of the city, you got a big-ass parking lot, so if you need your car, it's there. But then inside the city, there is no cars. You've got public transport, you've got trains, you got subway, all of that. You got maybe some rare buses here and there. But imagine how much space you could use for parks, recreation, everything. If you just get rid of the fucking roads. But yeah, can't do that because car makers love selling cars. So they don't want that. They don't want people to be happy. They want them to buy cars. Alright. You can drink and drive, just don't get caught. Yes, you can get drunk on a... Well, you can get drunk on a train, but only to a level, because otherwise you're getting kicked out, of course. You know. But yeah. Like, the train is probably the best way of transport the human has ever invented. But fortunately, there isn't enough invested into it because big train isn't as powerful and rich as car companies and even airlines. So yeah. Would not want to walk in San Antonio, especially in downtown. Yes, because it's very hot there. Because it's Texas. So, And also because there are parts in a lot of cities where people tend to be, questionable. But that's more to do with the concentration of people rather than their assholeness, right? Because there are just the same amount of assholes in rural regions, they're just not as compressed. There's a big train shill. Of course, big train doesn't even pay me. So... Alright. Electric trains don't save the world, they save the car industry. Exactly. Exactly. Mostly car free, like shop supply truck and like yeah. But you know, that's what I mean. Like you need like one lane through for delivery and maybe buses, but or like ambulances. You know, you can't make an ambulance train. Doesn't really work. But like, if you have like a 4-lane city street, you can close down 2 of them, turn them into like bike path or like trees. Alright, but as you know, biking is communist, so I can't do that. Alright, it is time for the M2 Lite, and if we don't get a battle with the M2 Lite, then it is time for the communist M2 Lite, which is the M3 Lite. Alright. Skill issue, big train was huge back then, but didn't take advantage of. Yeah, I mean, it's also like mostly freight trains still. Because if you look at like the US, the freight train network's pretty big, but the passenger train network is like, ah. Hurry, get to the ambulance train. Yeah, see, those are like... There are very rarely one solution that covers everything, right? I need to find the best solution for everything, and that's how humans are supposed to operate. We look at a problem, we look at the options, and we find the best solution. But instead, we look at the problem. Some people deny it's even a problem. Some people blame, I don't know, LGBTQ or George Soros or the moon for the problem. Some people think that a solution is communist. Other people think that the solution is not communist enough. And in the end, we get nothing. So, yeah, that's sad. Let's go back to horse wagons. Well, I mean, horses make more horses. Trains don't make more trains. So in that regard, horses already win. right? Because the horse can make more horses, but the train doesn't. I mean, how do we make? Well, there is probably Rule 34 trains. For everything. Hello, Martin. How's the game? Well, it hasn't changed much like the last 2 years, so pretty much so. There's no big bus system in Europe. There is. There's like it's called Flixbus. It's like they cover a lot of Europe as well in like long range buses. That's a private company. They seem to make money. So, but most of like the short term travel, you have a lot of buses. But most of like the medium to long makes more sense to do trains. Hello, Onion. Do you like trains? How you doing? It's been a while. But yeah, I mean... Alright. Well, I mean, the thing is, Smile, it can work with any particular human minority that you don't belong to, right? Because everyone belongs to some minority, right? Whether it be like being left-handed or eye color or everyone's part of some minority, but you know, in the end, you always pick one that's most visible. So, could find the combo that works best. Metro from sub-center, trains around items, a lot of places, bike lanes work every second. Exactly. Speaking of getting hit by a car on a bike, while we're waiting for the M2, and I might as well tell the story. On Saturday, I was at Bologna Centrale train station. Had to cross the train station, and we saw a guy. There was a broken beer bottle. There was a broken beer bottle on the floor. Right? Broken beer bottle on the floor. The guy was drunk. He was bleeding. And he was screaming in German racist slurs at a guy. That was funny. And then we went on, right? And 15 minutes later, we walked past her intersection, and right behind us, a person on a scooter got ran over. And then, like, limped to the other side of the road. Oh, you mean you can blame anyone who isn't you? Exactly. Exactly. Like, if I have blue eyes, hypothetically, I don't, but if I had blue eyes, I can't blame blue-eyed people for all my problems because I'm not one of them. Right? Obviously, there are some exceptions, but, you know, mostly that way. Alright. But yeah. That's why people, like, blame... I mean, the only thing I blame LGBTQ people for is for not picking a better term. Because that's terrible. Like, how is someone supposed to pronounce that? Like find a better name? You know? Like, please, I beg you. That's the only problem I have. It's a terrible name. LGTV. Yeah, but like gender and sexual chasm. That's a good one. That is a good one though. That is a good one. Yeah, queer is probably like the most sensible word that encompasses everything, but then even some people don't want to belong to that. You know, it's just, oh well. I don't have a problem with people being themselves. I only have a problem with people trying to stop other people from being themselves. Or people that think being themselves includes harming other people. You know? Like, that don't extend to cannibals. Even though cannibalism is climate friendly, not cool. Alright, damn, I didn't realize I had a life. Well, thank you for watching anyway. South Europe's fun. Yeah. Italy is a trip. Don't be an ass and we chill. Exactly. That's life. Okay. I'm gonna clip that. Ugh, oh well. Community name is just combination. Yeah, but like, you need better branding. You know, you need. This is we live in an attention and information economy, right? Branding, presentation, those things matter a lot. You know, like imagine you're a beer company. Imagine you're a beer company and you're trying to sell beer in America. And you give the beer a French name. Like, that's not gonna do very well, simply based on, hey, have you tried the beer? Like, alright. There we go. Still top 5. Yep. Well, I used to stream a lot more. Right now I stream twice a week. At some point I streamed like 4 or 5 times a week. So, you know. Stream every day. No. I'd like to have a life. I had a Belgian beer in Italy. That was pretty good. I mean, I don't really like a lot of beers, but that one was pretty good. What was it called? Like, Lef Rouge or something like that? It's Belgian, but it's pretty good. How's the new channel going, by the way? I haven't done that yet because I don't have the time for it right now. If, I would have already done it, I would have announced it on Discord, which you're hopefully on. Okay. Come here. New channel. Yeah, well, not Blitz stuff. Who's Grizzly, dude? You haven't been here for such a long time. He used to be known as Priyanchu, otherwise also known as Pikachu, if you remember that. I got the ace! You want to do it like 3 months ago. I know, but I don't have time for it. Like, I occasionally, like, work on a couple of ideas for videos, but I never, like, get to, like, filming the video and stuff like that. Like, I don't have time for that. Yeah, exactly, Onion. But yeah, I only stream Tuesday and Friday now, so... Because pandas are useless, like me. Because, like, I only stream twice now, because I do... If you haven't seen it yet, what I did this weekend, I did that, for example. So... Or that, which is large. Like this one. So stuff like that. That's what I did this week. So yeah. Never got the hot tub stream. Well, I said the hot tub stream at 100k subs. And obviously, I'm never going to reach 100k subs with this channel, but maybe if the other thing works out, maybe. Who knows? But I mean, I only have to reach 80k subs in the other one because it counts together. Yes, Timo, good luck with your exam. It's like, it's like, yeah. Car isn't moving, the world is. Exactly. That is how it's supposed to look. Because if you have a picture like this, right, you want it to like convey that the car is moving. So how do you do that? When the car is moving, the ground isn't. You know, it's gonna look like this. If you just have them all frozen, it's gonna look like someone just parked them there. So you go in and you track the car with the camera, right? You try to match the camera's panning speed to the car's speed, and then have a low shutter speed. So the car is going to be perfectly in focus, but everything else is like motion blurred. Look at that. I haven't been here for a long time. Yeah, that is true. Things to do now. Same. A longer exposure. Yeah, it was one. The lowest I got was 1/100th. Yeah, it's 1/100th is the lowest I got. Below that I didn't get any like actually remotely sharp pictures. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. Like this one's just perfect. You know, in terms of the sharpness on the car. It doesn't have to be perfect. But like I tried like 1/60th and it just wasn't good. Wasn't very fun. But like 1/100th is like the lowest I got to have like a good sharp picture of the car. Alright. Just Photoshop flames behind the cars. Well, I don't need that because I think the best one I found so far, because I only like I marked a couple of pictures in camera already, and these are the ones. Like I haven't looked at all the others yet because I have almost 5,000. But the ones I marked in camera, I think this is probably the best one because like you got the sparks flying out the back. It's perfectly in focus and sharp, and you got the other car getting overtaken there as well. It's so yeah, I might at some point I might invest a lot of time cleaning up the fence, getting rid of the fence, and making it perfect. But yeah, probably the best one I've gotten there. Yeah, go on. All right. Thank you very much for joining to Smile as well. And have a good night. Have a good night. I think I was 12 when I started watching you. Yeah, I know. I'm old. I'm old. I'm old. Yeah. There he is. But we spoke of you, Napoleon Bonaparte, earlier. And I'll gladly repeat that your name's the funniest that I've seen so far in streams in like ever. Yeah, it was like it was like 2 hours ago. It was like that's the funniest name I've seen. But yeah. Well, thank you everyone for all your support. I appreciate all of you. Remember, quality people are better than quantity people. As always, bidding in 2 days. Well, it's supposedly bad luck to wish someone happy birthday in advance. So, I'm wishing you. I'm time traveling to Friday. Like, imagine it's Friday. Happy birthday 3 days ago. Well, 2. Well, no, 1. Why am I on Monday? So. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all your support, as always. And I'll see you on Friday, hopefully. As always, stay safe, don't die. Goodbye.